I'd like to start by again making it clear that this particular science march here is really organized by the students here at Berkeley, and I think it's fantastic. And again, thank you all for coming. It's been fantastic to see all of the marches that have gone on in this country and overseas, and to watch today the outpouring of photos and just great signs and things like that, and the enthusiasm that's there. And so I think we are lucky that we're doing this at the end of Cal Day. We're celebrating this great university, and we're celebrating the science that goes on here. But the important thing is that we're talking about what needs to be done. So a little bit about how did I get here, right? How am I up here? So I came to this country when I was 4 years old. So my parents moved here. My mother was into psychology, my dad was an engineer. So I grew up in a household where knowledge was very important, and I was a great nerd. Just no doubt about it. As a little kid, I knew that science was what I wanted to do. I was fascinated by the world. And the thing that was so important to me, and I hope we can continue this all the time, is the teachers I had in school were so encouraging, right? They were the people that made it clear, that supported me, and that this was a great endeavor to be involved in. And I think that it's important that we continue that we make sure that our children are educated in knowledge and in science and the importance of science in every single way. So I've been here now at Berkeley 14 years as a faculty member. I'm very proud to be in both the integrated biology and molecular cell biology programs. I was also here as a graduate student many years ago, so I have really close ties to this university, and I take great pride in the science that's being done here. And I have never really thought of myself that much as an activist, but so why are we so worked up? Why is it time now to march and to talk about this? And I think there's two really important reasons, right? The first is we can always argue about policy, about how people who make decisions gather facts and use those facts in order to make decisions that affect us all in terms of how money is spent and priorities. But what's really frightening now is an indication that there are people who are making decisions who don't care about facts, who decide that it doesn't matter that we have science, that they know better, and they can ignore data and facts and research. And I think that's the thing we really are getting really worked up about at these kinds of things, that we need our voices heard more than ever. We need to go out and show people what we do and that we know what we talk about, right? And that information should be used for decisions. The second is really that I think it's important that we as scientists really engage the public, right? We've always done that in small ways, big ways, various things, but it's even more important now to make our voices heard. But a great way to do that as scientists is to talk always to the public, to volunteer our time, to make sure people understand what we do, how we know what we know, right? And that we actually understand how the world works. Me personally, right, I think it's great to go out there and talk about the wonderful discoveries that science has made, those discoveries that are leading to treatments for cancer, that your cell phone battery lasts a lot longer than it used to, right? That's science. But the other thing that we need to make sure people understand is that there is value in knowledge, every bit of knowledge, everything we study. We need to explain to people that some of the greatest discoveries in the world come not from people who thought they were solving a practical problem, but people who were fascinated to learn how the world works, right? In every area, and it's so important. And we make this argument over and over. We can give you countless examples where fantastic discoveries have come from people who didn't say, I'm out to cure this, I'm out to make this machine better. But that's what they did, and that's the important thing. That's why we need to make sure that the world understands why science is so important, why it deserves to be funded, why we need to make sure that these young people who are excited about science can continue to pursue that, can continue to pursue knowledge. And so with that, I'd like to go ahead and end and just thank you again for being here, and thank again these people who've organized this great march, and let's have a wonderful day today. Thanks.
strength in numbers, and we have a heck of a lot of numbers out here today. And so, what are we standing for when we're marching? We're standing for communities just a few miles south, West Oakland, next to the Port of Oakland, one of the most polluted communities in California. Richmond, California, just a couple miles north, also one of the most polluted communities. We're standing up to tell Sacramento that as good as California is, it's because of us and not them. We're telling Sacramento that we're keeping an eye on you. And we're also marching, we're standing up to let Washington, D.C. know that if they want to mess with this great country, they got to mess with California first. So just a couple chants before we start marching. I'm going to yell stand up. You're going to yell for science. We're going to do it 3 times. And let's let them hear us. Let West Oakland know that we got their backs. Let's let Sacramento know that we're watching them. And let's let Washington, D.C. know that we are pissed off. All right. Stand up! For science! Stand up! For science! Stand up! For science! You guys are awesome. Let's march. We're going to march through campus that way. There's organizers down there. Let's have a great time. Be safe.
And we're going to set up on the far corner of that park just for a little short rally at the end and figure out how we're going to take all this energy, all from